Uh, 2017 question number 4. It is the most significant question. 70% of marks allocate for this particular question, and it's quite difficulty, and it consists with lots of consuming lots of time. Nearly I believe that you have to allocate more than uh, two 2 hours, nearly 2.5 hours for this question. uh, Okay, let's start the question. The question asks, create a graphical user interface and the database in any relevant language for a given requirement below. Training Institute maintain the data for the following entities: students, NIC number, and it's mentioned the three entities, three student, courses, and course model. And the question mentioned the students table supposed to have NIC number as the primary key for the students, and name, address, and course number. And further for the each course, uh, and also separately it's having a course as a separate entity, and the course number and the course name for the particular entity. And the course module have a module number and the module name and the course number as a reference key. Okay, in this question, if when you're looking at this question, you can uh, assume the following uh, following ER diagram. In the center, it could be the cause, at the mid, and in here there should be students, and there's a course module. The course is the relationships are going on like that way, and further one course may have many students. Sorry, one course have many students, and one course may have many modules, something like one to many model. uh, if you get cardinality 0 to m, and the 0 to 1 to m in here, because you can the course at least supposed to have one students, otherwise you cannot conduct the course. For the course module, course should have the at least one course module, otherwise you cannot. If it's gone 0, then you are in struggle. You don't have anything to teach. Okay, basically based on that, so the most important, we are starting from the most important table called the course. So I'm going to make the course table. In here you can use you have to okay, you have to make the database. Instead of using GUI methodology, I will use queries. Okay, now we are going to create the database. Create database institute. Then you have to use can run okay, you create the database. Now you can use the database. Yes, separately you can get the access to the database. And now we are writing the create command to create the data table for the courses. Create table courses and in the courses number is the primary key. Identity is followed increment. Further, I want to change the course name. Further, I don't want. I want to make it primary key. Convert it to the primary key, and I will give a name. Just 50 characters enough for the name, and then you can execute this command. Further, you can create another table called students, and in IC number again you can put varchar 15 primary key. Name, address. Okay, now we want, actually this course number is not a some other attribute. It comes from the course table. It means we have to make the relationship. Okay, let's start with the foreign key constraint. The constraint, you have typed something called constraint. Constraint. The constraint, you are supposed to give constraint name, student, student underscore course constraint, courses constraint. Uh, in here you have to give the primary key constraint and the foreign key constraint. The foreign key constraint, you have to give the foreign key name. The foreign key name is something here. And you have to give the reference references is comes from this particular table name and its ID is here. That's it. And you have made the primary key foreign key mean constraint, and you just need to execute this one. Command executed successfully. Take the copy. Build the other one. Course module. Instead of students, we use courses, course module. And we are using the module number. Module number, maybe it could be integer, and identity 1, 1 and primary key. Further, you can go ahead with the course module name. It's better to having 50 characters for the module name. Okay, now further you can have in the course number. I will put the course number just after the primary key, my primary key. Okay, now this is my foreign key constraint. Yeah, it's in here, and this is not the constraint that I want to make, and this is the course module in the course constraint. But okay, all the remains are okay. Then I'll execute the query. It's executed successfully. If you reload the databases and reload the sales institute library and view the tables, you can see there are 3 tables in the database. So let's go ahead with and see for the developments.